Right, yo, what is happening, peeps? We thought we'd jump on because a beloved franchise, which is Star Wars, I've watched it growing up as a kid, has now hit a pinnacle point of it just being atrocious with all this nonsensical ideology and political nonsense that they've put in it. So everyone knows the Acolyte's getting like a shitstorm right now because, to be honest with you, it's bad. It's not even like not to spoil it for anybody. There's like a scene on an early episode where it's just a bunch of women moaning. I don't mean like nagging. I mean they're just making moaning noises. It's such a weird thing. The show makes no sense. I don't think anybody wanted it, and yet again, the Lucasfilm chief, the person we'll read it together. Lucasfilm chief Kathleen Kennedy blames male-dominated fanbase for Star Wars flops, and that's not the case. Like we because I'm male, I'm gonna say we, but the fan base, you either make a good film or you make a bad film. You make a good TV series or you make a bad TV series. It's got nothing to do with like whether the fan base is male or female. And I think right now, instead of taking like accountability for these things, they'd rather just literally blame somebody because they can't blame themselves because they're not making the film for us. I think that's where not making the show for us. And I think that right now we're in this really strange thing of okay, is this and these shows and these films, they're not made for us. I think because of the politics, they're made for the woke people out there, and they don't even care about the film. And you see it all the time. It's like, and I hate this coming from a psychology background. You're not gonna appease everybody, but you should not be trying to appease people who don't care about the thing that you're making. They care about a certain ideology or a certain politic that's in there. It's like, well, I don't know, your TV show should be inclusive. No, your TV show should just be a good TV show. Doesn't need all this politics that we're seeing in the world. It's so frustrating because it's like, at what point are they gonna remove the stick from their arse and just be honest with themselves about, we've made a crap TV show? Like it just doesn't work. We've not like this whole, I'm gonna air quote it and I'll tell you, this girl power, like these powerful girl, like it just doesn't work right now because we've not seen powerful, credible roles for females in the film and TV industry, because we have. It's just how they're written now has nothing to do with empowerment. It has to do with just cringy wokeness. Now, if we look back in the day, like, what was it, Padme? Like, I think it's Padme, the person who, I can't remember her name now. Yeah, but yeah, like you've seen some good female strong leads in Star Wars. Let's go back. So let's use Tomb Raider for instance. Good strong leads in Tomb Raider. Obviously that's changing now with the video games. My favorite, one of my favorite movie franchises at all. I'm a huge fan of like Underworld. Obviously Kate Beckinsale, huge, strong female lead. Had nothing to do with politics. It was just an awesome, strong female character. Like, then let's go even like for Resident Evil. We know Resident Evil dropped off in terms of things like that. Strong female lead in Resident Evil. Like, throughout film and TV, there's been strong female leads because it's based on good writing. It's not based on identity politics and this nonsense and trying to appease people who don't care about your craft. People don't care. The people who you're making this for are the fans of a Star Wars. Like, look, if let's take Obi-Wan for instance. Like that scene, the scene where he meets obviously him, Darth, freaking Anakin. Obviously the two, obviously because Anakin is Darth Vader, but the split, like, it was so good. You got to see a really good moment, and like I think even if you take like the most recent Star Wars films, it's like people, like it's a ball. It's like because you've got this female lead who, like, it's not, we're not saying like they're bad actors. It's you've got a female lead. You've just written it bad because you're more interested in female empowerment or an empowerment complex based on an agenda rather than just having a badass female or a badass man. Like, it's so, or so she's just blaming men because she can't blame herself. So instead, like, and the worst thing is she's gone, oh, I don't think it's based on the identity politics in this. She's like, oh, I think it's just because it's male dominated fan base, and it's like, no. Has particularly signed art and blamed for the misfire of modern Star Wars, notably Southpaw portrayed. Southpaw do it Southpaw always do it good anyway. Yeah, so she's just blaming things, and it's kind of silly. There's no reason for it. I think we should stop. Recently I can't name one strong female lead, like, girl power thing going. Like, it's not. If we look at the remakes of, like, let's say look at Charlie's Angel remake, flop. Ghostbusters, flop. Like, we can even go close to saying, like, as much as I don't know how well the Barbie movie did, but watching it is kind of like, I watched it with my wife and it was like, I'm not getting this like hour and something back of my life. It was such a pointless film. It was just politics after politics, and it's just boring. And now obviously we're seeing it more in games, but like I don't think we should allow this type of stuff into things because it's going to kill a franchise. Like, Star Wars was already in a rocky situation with the new films, and like, is this going to be the thing that kills Star Wars? Is it done? Is it going to be so hard to come back? We've seen that. That's happened. We've got Lord of the Rings. We've got Rings of Power. Like, people aren't. You're not bringing that back. There's no way. No matter how hard it's going to be to try and get a decent Lord of the Rings TV show out now because of just how bad stigma this atrocious female flop has got, and it's so annoying. Witcher did the same thing. It's a pattern. It's like, how many franchises are we going to let be killed due to people who have got bad writing, agendas, and almost like, it's like you've worked hard to get where you are as like a producer or something, and then you come in and it's like people just write this politic nonsense, and it's like, what did someone say? I watched an interview and was like, oh, how, like, do you enjoy the fact that it's the gayest Star Wars? At what point in life has that ever mattered? What's the next gonna be? Oh, is it gonna be like we focus on like small aspects. Who cares if it's the gayest Star Wars? I know the people who don't care about Star Wars. No one cares. You got people, and the issue is, people's like, the person doing the interview, I can't remember his name, like, half of them are getting like the Star Wars like franchise mixed up the names and where they're doing, and people say, "Oh, we can forgive it," but dude, do you you can't sit there and go, "I'm a huge Star Wars fan," and then get this main thing totally wrong, and your co-star next to you is telling you to shut up because her soul's leaving her body, because obviously she probably is a fan, or she might not be a fan, but she knows more than you, and you see the humanity leave her body because she's got to sit there and listen to you flop around and mistake everything about Star Wars, but you have the role. It's so annoying. It's like we saw the same thing in like The Witcher. It's like you have so much source material, and when we saw in The Witcher, had so much source material. You had somebody, Henry Cavill, you had a lead role who loved what he's a gamer. He loved The Witcher. He's excited, but instead we've got producers and writers and idiotic people behind who's like, well, we don't like the game or the books. Why the fuck? If you don't like the game or the books, why are you even part of like producing a TV show? Who gives them the rights to do this? And we've seen where that goes. Like, I just think it's ridiculous. I think once people have finished, like, everyone's finished watching the Acolyte, the shitstorms, it's only just started. It's going to get hugely worse. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts. I just think let's get back to making good films, good TV shows for the people who actually care about them. I couldn't care if you cast, I don't know, like a pink fluffy dog who speaks gibberish, right? As long as the film is epic and it's got no politics or identity politics or this real world that we're living in is nonsense. Because the issue is, if we look at the real world, we've got to the point now where everyone uses made up things. Everyone has to be a fucking soft woke. Everyone has to care about everyone else's feelings, and we've got to the point where we're teetering on no return. We need to, in theory, go back to the beginning and not care about it, which we've seen a little bit. We've seen a little bit of people saying, like, okay, I don't want to be part of this wokeness no more. We're going to plateau this thing. And then try and get it to decrease, which is good. I just think if we allow that to overcome every aspect of our life, we're not... At this point, the world will be based on ideology and how someone feels, rather than is this person's craft that they've spent, I don't know, years doing and studying and perfecting, is just going to be a waste of time, because it's got nothing to do with that anymore. It's like, well, you made me feel a certain way, so I have the right to whine like a little baby about it and make everyone else the issue of why I'm feeling this way. It's stupid. It's silly. I don't even know. But that's my rant. It was maybe incoherent, but I just think she probably shouldn't really be blaming men. She just needs to blame herself, or whoever the writers are. Simple. Like, all you have to do is look on like reviews and YouTube and people who are making videos, and guess what? It's not all just men. There's females making it, saying it was atrocious. Like, it's mind-boggling that it's always just one thing that gets blamed, and then you take a step back and you look and you go, oh wait, hold on a minute, there's men and female. I get it's male dominated, but there's male and female people making videos and reviews saying it's just atrocious. Even as a woman, this doesn't represent strong like females or female roles and stuff. So I don't know. They just need to look at themselves. Like now, Lucasfilm and now Disney both have to take a step back, look at themselves, and go, "What have we done wrong? Because we've flopped. Every movie and TV show that's come out recently has flopped, right?" The average person, the average like film buff, like me, I'm a huge horror fan. The average film buff can easily just say, "Well, yeah, because everything's about politics and identity. You're not making just a good film for the fans and for the like lore and source material that you have available. There's none of that anymore. So the reason your films are flopping and your TV shows are flopping is because instead of just focusing on let's cast it right, let's get some good casts. It doesn't matter if what colour skin they are, what religion, whatever, let's just get some good casts, let's get some good writing, and let's make a good bloody film. It's simple. Like, every normal person on planet Earth can see the reason you've flopped and flopped and flopped and flopped is because it's been identity politics, identity politics, identity politics, identity politics, and one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, of pushing a narrative and an agenda that no one wanted in movies, TV shows, and video games. No one wants it. So you probably need to step back and look at yourselves for doing it, because everyone else over here on this side of the pond, the fans of the films and the franchises you're killing, can easily see what the issue is. You just don't want to change it because you're now part of the problem. Like I was saying, you're now part of the problem of being like, I don't want to offend a group of people who don't care about your film. Offend them. Your whole fan base will back you of being like, it was an awesome film. Care about the people who don't feel inclusive or included in it because the film's not for them. They don't care about films. Some of the people who you see rant and rave don't even watch movies. They just care about being a part of a movement. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's my rant. We shouldn't have it in games. But as always, I'm Lux. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Watch a stream. I do normally stream daily, but we've been trying to do like immigration over here. It's a whole process. I just got a work permit, so now I can officially work. So we're going to be streaming tomorrow, possibly. Friday, definitely, because Terrace Land comes out, which is like kind of like a new weird MMO type thing. So we're probably going to play that. But as always, I'm Lux, you're you, and I'm out, and I'll see you on the next one. Much love and peace.